Now it's time for Runner3!
Runner3, released in May of 2018, is the latest installment that started from the Bit.Trip Runner series that I first played on the Wii. It was only $2 when I bought it off the Nintendo eShop about a month ago, and I thought I'd give it a try. But before that, quick shameless plug. Like, comment, and consider subscribing by the end of the video if you want to see more of my content. And I promise I won't be promoting that pube trimmer or me undies if that's still a thing. So, with that out of the way, is Runner3 worth your time? The simple answer is, well, yeah, I guess so. I did enjoy many aspects of the game, but how much of your time is what I'll dig into for this video. There are many different perspectives I can look at this game from. The first perspective from a player who enjoyed the original Bit.Trip games and skipped Runner2 like myself. Another perspective from a player who's already played Runner2, and the last perspective from a player who hasn't played any of the Runner games. The gameplay is simple and addicting. You jump, kick, and slide to avoid obstacles as Commander Video runs from the start to the end of the stage. The graphics and feel is more similar to Runner2 than the classic game, and Runner3 takes the changes made in Runner2 and, dare I say, runs with it. It takes the graphics and levels and makes them more vibrant, showcasing various perspective changes, dynamic levels, and multiple paths that open up for replayability. You'll probably get more enjoyment out of the game as a casual player or someone with young kids who's experiencing Runner for the first time. The graphics are colorful and the characters are wacky and the story is lighthearted. The game starts with a warning that this is the hardest Runner yet, and that's true if that's what you're looking for, but it has great flexibility in its difficulty that you can adjust before any level. The music is nice and catchy and very similar to what I've seen from Runner2. Personally, I felt the music was much more vibrant, dynamic, and memorable in the original Bit.Trip Runner compared to these newer titles, including this one. It might be that I'm looking back at the game with rose-colored goggles and remembering how unique the original game was back when I first played it. The music, which the series has been known for, isn't as memorable or innovative compared to the original Runner, and seems to reuse a lot of music from Runner2 from what I can tell. I guess I would describe it as taking influences from techno or synth pop. The music consists mostly of beeps and boops, which reminds me of the human music from Rick and Morty.
Human music. I like it.
Let me know if you agree, but the Bit.Trip minigames definitely felt more like rhythm games, similar to Guitar Hero where you had to press specific buttons at the right times, with the music reflecting it. In the first Runner game, the tones and the rhythm would start slowly, and by collecting the power-ups to Mega, Ultra, and Extra, the background music would ramp up, reflecting how well you did in the game. In this latest installment, the music feels the same from the beginning of each level till the end, and I couldn't really differentiate the music in each level as I progressed to different worlds. You still get these power-ups to go Ultra, and you can even customize Commander Video's blazing trail or change his costume. In Runner3, you have a double jump ability right off the bat that makes the precise jumping more forgiving. You can also double jump to avoid pitfalls or multiple enemies, but at the same time making sure you don't overshoot your landing. You can also hold down while you are airborne to fall to the ground faster, which is a lifesaver when you're on a collision path and gives you more control over your movement. Jumping over an enemy, kicking an obstacle, or collecting one of the 100 gold bars on each level lets out a note, and hitting all the notes feels like you're playing sheet music with whole, half, and quarter notes, so missing or neglecting gold bars feels like you're skipping a note. And similar to a song you play multiple times, you begin to notice a tune is off in your head. After you begin replaying stages over and over, there is one checkpoint halfway through each stage, but you can also jump over the checkpoints for an extra bonus or challenge, but failing after that point will take you all the way to the beginning. Speaking of dying and replaying levels, on the hardest difficulty setting, I had to restart each level at least 15 times, or as much as 40 times to complete it. While I enjoy the challenge and could have scaled it down at any time, some levels aren't about your reaction time, but a test of memory on your next try. The game is always throwing different mechanics at you, such as vehicles, speeds, perspective changes, and shifting or appearing platforms that will change up how you're used to playing. I can't tell you how weird it feels when you have to start avoiding obstacles while moving from the right to the left, or looking at Commander Video from a 45-degree angle from the back instead of perpendicularly. These sudden changes may result in what feels like cheap deaths, or those "how was I supposed to know that" moments. But if you enjoy games where you know you will die a lot and are up for experimenting, this game will feel rewarding afterwards. Getting that in-your-face moment to a stage that was mocking you feels great. There are many parts where you could find an easier path by neglecting to collect all 100 gold bars in the stage, but my compulsion for getting all the gold bars had me replaying levels way longer than normal, just to get those 1 or 2 tricky ones. I prefer to think of this game as more of a memory game as opposed to a rhythm game, and if you purchase the game with that mindset, you won't be disappointed. But what you also need to know is that the game takes this weird concept and characters and dials it up to 11 in the weirdness or absurd factor. You have the over-the-top announcer from Runner3 returning, a bizarre story with a mysterious hamburger guy in a trench coat that looks like he's about to flash his salami, and absurd boss battles to match. Check out this moment where you jump on a sliding worm. It actually lets out a horrifying scream as you land on it, but made me laugh each time I did. Each of the 3 main worlds contains a boss battle at the end that plays quite differently than the main stages. These are more forgiving with frequent checkpoints. Even in the hardest difficulty setting, it makes these bosses pretty easy. These bosses include a robot dressed as Santa Claus that shoots sausages at you, a group of creepy parliament owls, and a mermaid mech hybrid. Speaking of weird, I feel uncomfortable just looking at the female commander video or commander girl video. She has no clothes or is wearing skin-tight latex that shows off her TNA. I never thought that Commander Video had a gender, or just thought of him as a regular alien. Just being able to change color from black to pink, and add a bow accessory like the costumes you can purchase would have done the trick. But it shows Commander Video and Commander Girl Video being a couple. This probably reinforces traditional gender norms than being progressive. But maybe the next game or reboot idea would be the son or daughter of this partnership. There are also side missions called hero quests that you can encounter in many stages, usually by taking an alternative path that requires you to collect items from other stages to unlock characters. The mission pauses while you talk to a character in need of your help, such as the Noodle Man, who seems to be barfing noodles. All the characters talk in this strange, over-the-top, self-aware manner that you'll come to expect. Once you complete the hero quest, you are rewarded with a new playable character, which includes some crossover characters such as Shovel Knight and Eddie Riggs from Brutal Legend. Additional characters still play the same, similar to costumes and accessories you can purchase using coins and gems. It's a cool added cosmetic change as you play through 3 separate worlds with a total of 30 stages. There are also additional bonus stages and impossible challenges that are just as tough as they sound, leaving little to no room for error. There are also retro 2D levels that are more like platformers, where you can directly control, move, and jump in any direction to collect coins used in the shop. Each stage also has a gem path that unlocks after you complete the stage for the first time, basically doubling the number of stages. So there's a lot to play and unlock in this game. So, to wrap up, even though I bought this game when it was 90% off its original $20 price tag, it still left me wanting more from what I remember that made Bit.Trip Runner so excellent. Runner3 is an entertaining game with lots of stages, replayability, and overloaded with weirdness. I still encourage you to check it out if you still want to play it after this video. Thanks for watching, and feel free to comment if you stuck with the Runner series and what you thought about Runner3. So until next time, see ya!